How's it going, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping into the channel. Today I have an exciting unboxing to do for you guys. We will go ahead and hop into this guy with my brand new Urban EDC Supply exclusive Oser F22 with that Lee Williams kickstop. I will pin the unboxing of this guy in a card up above if you did not get to see it. There will be a separate video for an overview, separate video for a disassembly of this guy coming up very, very soon this week, I'm thinking. Such a phenomenal design. If you have not experienced the Lee Williams kickstop on a knife, there's a Pena model or two. The Oser here, Chavez is coming with one, and it puts a huge disparity against a normal flipper to this. It's just insane. It almost feels like an automatic. When you push that button, there's no doubt about it. The blade is coming out, and it is coming out quickly. And on top of all that, you get to keep the natural ergonomics of that handle due to that flipper tab staying inside the handle. Such a phenomenal design on the knife and the mechanism. So let's go ahead and get into this guy. If you like content like this, unboxings, knife content, EDC content, you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below the video. If you are not already subscribed, give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. So as you can see, we have a Civivi here. This is one of Civivi's newer models. It is one that interested me greatly when I first saw them, and I've been trying to not buy as many Civivis and Kaisers this year as I normally do. It's going better than I normally would have done by now, but I have bought several Kaisers, one other Civivi, but this one I just could not stay away from. I love the design of it. You get your normal Civivi sticker, Elementum sticker, normal Civivi cloth, and then we have the pouch that it always comes in. Civivi does a good job. I wish they would change their sticker game around a little bit. They've been using them same couple of stickers for a long time, but that is all right, I suppose. So by the looks of this, you already know what this is. Possibly, if you don't, this is the brand new Civivi Spiny Dogfish coming from Gavco Knives Design, and I love the look of this knife. You have that rock textured G10. You have a nice elongated hole here. The flipper or the pocket clip design here, I truly like this better than most Civivi's pocket clips. It goes with the knife very well. Pretty deep carry there. Just a phenomenal design. Wait till we get it opened up here. Ooh, yeah. So the detent seems to be on point, and I just absolutely love the aesthetic of this knife. I only have one or two other Gavco designs, but I really, really like them. And when I saw this one, I thought I had to have it. You have a full finger choil there up front, or at least very close to a full finger choil. And just the way the handle is designed, it should be for large, extra large hands. It should be very comfortable. I have large or XL hands, whatever, and it seems to be pretty ergonomic. And one thing about Gavco Designs, if you do not know, he absolutely loves sharks, and all his knives, like the Nurse, The spiny dogfish is a shark, I believe, as well. The nurse is modeled after a shark. And the one that I was thinking of is eluding me at this point. I might think of it, but he has several models that all resemble a shark. He loves that type of thing, and I think he translates that very well. I love this upsweeping Warncliffe sheep's foot blade. You have this dual grind in here. Very unique looking for the sharpening guys out there. It's one constant edge, it looks like. Yeah, and it should not be an issue to sharpen. You have that full finger choil there. Just a beautiful looking blade. I love all the detail that has gone into this knife. Typically, Civivi just kind of sticks with, you know, what works, and they typically don't go out of that zone, so to speak. But I think this one is a little out of what Civivi normally does, and that's what attracted me to this knife. I believe this one's coming in, yes, 14C, 28N. There you have Gavco's, a little bit of oil there. You have Gavco's signature there. And Civivi has been doing a better job. There's no branding on the front of the blade, which just takes some cues. Kaiser, Kubi. You do not need to brand the blade. If you're going to do anything, put it there on the pivot, if that, and leave it go. Look how much better that blade looks with no markings, no branding. It just does the knife so much justice. And then on the back, all you have is the designer's trademark there, which is Gavco. Such a good looking design. There's nothing on the pocket clip. Nice and clean, nice and sterile. Having the designer's logo on the back of the knife is perfectly acceptable with me. So we'll go ahead and do just a quick first impression overview style. So you do have, I don't know if that is bead blasted. It almost looks like it is. I hope it's not. It does look like it's bead blasted though. So you have a bead blasted 14C 28N modified sheep's foot blade. Sheep's foot because you do have that belly there coming to a slanted tip, pretty sharp stream down. So it is a modified sheep's foot blade. You have that dual grind in there, that elongated window for your opening method, and it feels like you can open it pretty much anywhere along that hole there, bottom, top, middle. And as far as the thumb flick, the top will be good, and that's pretty much probably where you will open it with the thumb, right there at the top of that hole. I love being able to thumb flick knives with the hole, whether they're liner locks or frame locks. You do have pretty good pass through to that liner there. They did put some jimping there, so it makes it a little easier to snag. I typically come in from the side there and let it drop. Pretty good. It could be a little better, but it's nothing to complain about so much. Easy to move, easy to get to, especially if you're coming in from the front. Very easy to get to and move. How's the centering? That looks pretty good there on the centering. How about blade play? No side to side. No up and down. If I sound different than normal, it's because I just had a migraine for the last 20 hours or so, and I'm definitely out of my element right now, but I needed to get a video done, and I'm completely out of my element, but we shall prevail. But that rock scale G10 just looks phenomenal. And that is something else that is out of their element. You know, you don't really see this much from Civivi. This design language, this style of G10, typically it's very neutral looking from blade to handle to pocket clip, all very neutral and non-specific. So that appeals to a lot of people. But if you've been around for any extended amount of time, you've bought your fair share of Civivis, having something like this is pretty refreshing. This is not the only video on this. By now, there's, 1,000 videos on this knife already. I'm sure there's guys who have already, quote unquote, reviewed this knife somehow, some way, even though it just came out. But I figured I wasn't going to get this knife, and if you love a design and it's something you think you would like, then I say pick it up. There are knives I definitely try to stay away from. Certain companies that I try not to get so many knives from, just because they put out so many designs. And if we're talking Kubi, Civivi, and Kaiser, I bet you this year alone, whether it's new models, updating old models, what have you, together, those three companies will put out several hundred knives this year. And it's just, you cannot keep up with that sort of thing, especially if you buy all your own knives. It is just impossible. So I try to pick and choose what knives from what companies that I will pick up. And the only other Civivi that I've picked up this year is the Ray Laconico designed Sakoki or Sakoke, and I'm glad I picked that one up. It is a phenomenal thumb stud front flipper knife. And that's one thing where you have Ray Laconico, you have Gavco, designers like that who are working with Civivi, Kaiser, that sort of thing. I tend to pick those up more than just a Civivi made knife or a Kaiser made knife. They are definitely working with more designers, but when you can get a Gavco design knife with pretty good materials, great design, I wish they would not. It's definitely a bead blast, and I do not understand why they are bead blasting these blades. It does not make any sense. Just stone wash them. Maybe that's my fault. I should have just got a coated blade, or I should have looked a little deeper. For some reason, I thought it was a stone wash, but it's definitely a bead blast. I fail to understand where they think a bead blast is a good idea. All that really does is allow corrosion to inhibit the blade, basically. I have never had trouble with a stone wash, never had trouble with a coated blade, never had trouble with a satin blade. It's always been a bead blasted blade that I've had issues with, whether it's D2 all the way through up to M390. It's always been a bead blast, and that's always where the issue stems. It's the bead blast, and I don't know why they continue to do it. You do not see Kaiser doing that so much anymore, if at all. Kaiser typically does this satiny stone wash look to their blades, and it looks phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's stone washed, but it looks almost like a satin stone wash, and it's very well done. It allows, no issues to creep through. I think this one in particular is a satin, but Kaiser has pretty much worked away from that bead blast, and I don't think it costs any more or any less to just do a stone wash and leave it at that. The stone wash is a working finish. Not going to cause issues with corrosion. I mean, just go with the stone wash and leave that bead blast out of it, in my opinion. But what do I know? But all in all, guys, other than the bead blast, that is probably the only thing that I would change on this knife as of this moment. The pocket clip seems very well done. It stays down here at the tip, which is going to help with some ergonomic feel. The blade is definitely lending itself to be a user. We will go ahead and cut something and then get out of here, because I would be remiss if I don't cut anything. And you have all them people who bitch about knife YouTubers who don't cut anything. I am not one of them. I use all of my knives and I try to test them as much as I can. If I had better photographer and video editing skills, I would definitely be including all kinds of cutting footage, but I am not there yet. So we will just stand for the one take. I will be doing more hands-on use of these knives, but there will not be editing involved. It will be just me out in the field recording, using the knife, and seeing what the knife is all about. And we will definitely be doing a lot more of that with the nice weather to come. Thank you, everyone. If you are still here, I love you. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. There will be an overview, disassembly coming up of this guy. Hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, guys, I love you, and I will catch you on the next one.